Hello and welcome back to yet another video. My name is George and today we've got a very special and sort of weird car on the channel. This is the brand new 2025 AMG GT43. This thing is powered by the same engine as the A45S, so the 4-banger, 2-litre, pushing around 450, 460, 70-ish horsepower, depending who you ask. And the thing is, this car is rear-wheel drive. The AMG GT43, it's an all-wheel drive platform, which has the V8 and all the fancy stuff. However, this one, being the 43, it's a rear-wheel drive. So, I'm not sure, make it make sense. It's basically what the old-school AMG GT was with half the cylinders, which is a bit of a weird situation right now for Mercedes. However, that said, I am really enjoying this car, mainly because of this rear bias and obviously the way it looks, because I mean, look at it, it's a phenomenal looking machine. In front we've got 275mm worth of PS4Ss, and in the rear we've got 305, so it has a lot of rubber going to the ground, and of course, as I mentioned, it's PS4Ss, so it's a very sticky and wonderful tire to drive on. As you might be able to see here, the wheels are quite interesting with these aerodynamic circles, rings, Saturn rings around the wheel. These are plastic, which I believe you can take off. Might be able to. The rim might look weird if you do take them off, because it's got these notches in there, which I don't know if you can see. So I'm pretty sure they are meant to stay on the car, unlike say something like the Tesla wheels where you can take off the aero caps. This is meant to be on there. But yeah, the car does look beautiful. It's in this very nice looking Nardo grey situation. I'm not sure what the color is called. However, you are still missing obviously a bunch of the GT63 features, like the front splitter, this area here which is plastic. I call it Chinesium. There's no vent in here. The arch is not flared out. It's got this fake stuff situation going on there. However, the shape of the car is still basically the same. You still have the rear wing. Well, now this rear wing actually comes up. I'll show you in a second. Whereas on the AMG GT63, it's actually bolted on, so it's a separate wing. You got the quad tips at the rear, which of course are not actual tips, it's just part of the bumper. The pipes are inside there. A very nice diffuser. The car looks phenomenal. As I've always said, these cars look great. So let me just give you a look at those tail lights. They do look wonderful. Right now the sun is beaming, so it probably won't be able to tell, but these are protruding, so they're actual lights, like separate lights. You can actually grab onto them. The boot space is decent, as always with these cars. There's so much space in here. You can, like, it's quite deep as well. You've got a bit of storage under there, and that is about it. But yeah, storage is not a problem with these cars. You also got back seats, so that's not a problem whatsoever. The doors, you got these pop-outy handles. As you can see, you press on the key and they pop out. It's basically a button, so you just pull on it. Interior in this car is phenomenal. You've got this truffle leather with black, truffle with black combination. You've got carbon fiber, gloss black, of course AMG on the seal here. It is a beautiful interior. Let me just take out my bottle because it looks weird in there. But yeah, look at it. I mean, it's a phenomenal interior. You've got the panel roof with the sun blind. It's a manual operated sun blind. But yeah, it's a phenomenal interior, beautiful leather seats. They're very comfortable, very supportive. Of course, the Afterbach badge. You've got a glove box, obviously. There's some storage in here for your phone or whatever, USB-Cs. There's more storage in there, of course. And as I mentioned, the back seats where I've got my bag and whatnot. You can fit 2 actual humans in there, not for a very long time because obviously it's quite tight, but you will be able to take them around the block basically. Let's have a look at the engine bay, because that's where the interesting bit of this car is. I think the latch is under here. No, of course it's on the other side. It always is on the other side. And then I'm gonna go on that side, and it's actually gonna be on the other side. So just bear with me for a second. But yeah, it was on this side. So it's me. I am the problem. Interesting thing about this car is this engine, because it's a four-banger, but it's mounted the correct way. And by correct, I mean longitudinally, with a big ass turbo. So it is a very interesting car, this. Like, the engine doesn't even look that bad in there. It kind of looks fitting. One thing I do like is that it's positioned on top of the front wheels, and it's basically centered, to be honest. I was going to say it's positioned slightly back, but as you can see, it's basically in line with the wheels, which does make it feel quite agile, to be honest with you. The front end is quite direct. Dare I say, not as direct as the AMG GT43, because this is the same AMG GT, as the 63, because that one felt really, really sharp. This is a bit more dialed down, a bit more dailyable, so to speak. It's a very comfortable car as a daily. Well, this is what the engine bay looks like. Mind you, no strap bracing, so the rigidity is not as good as on the 63, which is something to think about. And yeah, this thing is a very interesting car, so to speak. But yeah, where we've got the 4-spoke wheel with the touch buttons here. Let me start the ignition, make sure nothing's gonna be playing. Welcome, yeah. You've got the screen, of course, in the middle here with all the controls and all that jazz. The digital infotainment, well, digital cluster in front of you, where you've got all these modes, I guess, these screens you can flick through. You can have it in track or sport plus or whatever. Super sport, I just keep it in classic because I like my dials. In here, of course, you got all the settings for your car, all the Apple CarPlay situation, performance stuff, all the things that you would expect from any BMW, from any Mercedes, sorry. In here, you got all the settings, all the things that you can change in the car, infotainment stuff, music, Apple CarPlay, all that jazz. I predominantly use in Apple CarPlay, so this screen is the only thing I use the screen for, is going into this menu and turning off lane assist and acoustic warning for the speed, and that is basically what I do with this, besides being on Apple CarPlay. And besides that, as I told you before, it's a very nice place to be in, very comfortable, very nice place to cruise in. So I do enjoy it. It's got the Burmeister sound system, which is phenomenal. The car is very comfortable, I've mentioned once again, and the driving is very good. It's very dynamic. It handles really well, given it's not a 63, it's just a 43, but obviously enough talking, let's actually take you for a drive so you can see what the car behaves like, so I can tell you what it behaves like. So let's cut to the proper drive, and I'll see you in a second. This car really is meant to be enjoyed on these kind of roads, and it does have a fairly decent soundtrack. Granted, I'm sure a lot of it is pumped into the cabin, however it does sound pretty good, and on a road like this I'm really enjoying it. The engine is perfectly well equipped in terms of power for this kind of a road. I mean, you cannot physically go any faster, or neither should you really, because you're on a public road. But for a road like this, it's plenty of power. I can't see where you could be using more than 450 horsepower like I am right now. It's pretty much as quick as you'll be going, and yeah, plenty of power, as you can see. Hopefully you can hear the soundtrack on the engine behind me. It's got some snaps, some DSG farts situation. When you upshift, it goes which is quite nice. It's very muted, I'll tell you that, but still very good. brakes are good, turning is good. No, the car is great. I mean, it's not the most insane car out there, as I've mentioned before, but for what it is, it performs really, really well. Plenty of power, as I'm telling you. Once you're over that 4,000 RPM mark, the 4-cylinder really does deliver. And the car feels really sharp. I cannot fault it in terms of dynamic driving. It's pretty good. Right, we're going on the speed limit right now, so it's not a very harsh test. However, believe me when I say this, the car does hug the road very nicely, and it's a very pleasant sort of drive and experience. I do quite like it. Well, as you can hear, where it goes. Let's do a quick acceleration. First gear. Up the hill in wet conditions, losing traction. Oh, that's pretty good. If you turn off traction or just put it in sport, it's spin city basically. The 305s on the rear are really, really good in dry conditions, but when it's wet like this, they do become quite a flat spot for aquaplaning or just spinning the wheels because they can't dig into the surface. So in these kind of conditions, once you turn off traction, you do start to slide quite a bit, which it is fun, but be careful of that because it doesn't have the all-wheel drive system to take you out of sticky situations. So if you start sliding and your rear starts overtaking you, you better have those skills in check to counter steer and manage the throttle, because you will be spinning out quite easily. It's quite tail happy, this car. Does create this very interesting induction noise or exhaust. I don't know, like you can hear air pushing through. Let me see if I can replicate it. I don't know if you can hear it, but it goes. I quite like that. Obviously, that's mainly because the exhaust is so quiet due to regulations and all that jazz, but somehow I quite like it. It reminds me of old school single turbo cars like the Nissan Skyline R34 or R33. I'm not sure which one's single turbo, if any are. But you know what I mean, like one of those single turbo Supras where it goes. I quite like that. Obviously, I'd rather have a V8, but I'll make do with this. And as you've seen, it's quite good. Like, it's a very, very good driver's car, genuinely. I do like it. Fantastic little car. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than the GT43, so definitely check them out. See if you drive both, take them on your favorite B-road or whatever, drive both, enjoy both, and see which one suits your style more. Because maybe you prefer the rear-wheel drive, less power situation, that's this car, or maybe you want the super aggressive, really fast GT43 and the additional all-wheel drive system. They both are really, really good cars, so yeah, you pick and choose which one you want. Really, you really cannot go wrong with either of them. If you don't care about the fact that it doesn't have a V8 and it's got a 4-cylinder, then what else can I say? Like, it's good to go. You are good to go. Make sure that if you do get one of these, well, not make sure, but you definitely want to get an exhaust for it, because it's very quiet and it's not dramatic whatsoever. But with an exhaust or an exhaust mod, I don't know, do like an X-pipe situation. I'm not sure what the exhaust looks like on these cars, but with an exhaust mod, I am pretty sure you can make this thing sound really, really nice and enjoy it even more. So yeah, definitely a phenomenal car, and I think you can definitely have fun in this, even though it's not 63. So yeah, for me it gets a really really good score. Surprisingly, actually, I didn't have high hopes, but the car is great. So if you're in the market for something like this, I think you'll be very, very happy with it. And that said, I do hope you have enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.